Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Unless you've been punching yourself in the face for the last few weeks, then you should be aware of what time of the year it is. It's Christmas time! For now, at least. So last year for Christmas, I reviewed the Black Christmas movies, which only consisted of three films. Its original film, which is one of my personal favorite horror movies, and Christmas movies, and its two god-awful films. So for this year, I thought I would have a lot more fun reviewing the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise, which is one of the more underrated horror franchises out there. Now, I didn't really know much about this franchise until I watched it for the first time like a few years ago. I didn't really know. I saw the posters and all of it. I heard that some of the movies are really cheesy and were really bad, but I did hear some pretty unpopular opinions on Silent Night, Deadly Night. First off, I didn't really know much about the film. The only thing I knew about the entire film is back when it was first released in theaters back in 1984. Apparently, parents like protested against the film, tried to get it banned, tried to get it like deleted from history. Basically, they tried to get this movie out, like out of theaters, out of the world, because they felt that this movie would ruin Santa for children, as showing him as a killer. Yeah, because children don't find Santa Claus terrifying at all. Anyways, that's all I really knew about the film back when I first watched it. And over the years, I've actually really enjoyed this franchise. It's one of those franchises to where I could honestly see myself rewatching during the Christmas season. And I have been doing that the last few years, kind of on accident, to where I'll watch this one, and then I feel I gotta watch this one, and then I gotta watch that one. So for this year, instead of reviewing Black Christmas, I'm going to be reviewing a really underrated horror franchise, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Starting up with the positives on Silent Night, Deadly Night is that I do like how this movie makes you really feel bad for the character of Billy. Now, Billy is a character when we first meet him. He's really excited to see Santa Claus. He wants to stay up late to see Santa Claus. He wants to meet him, like we all did when we were younger. But the parents were like, "Oh, no, you can't do that." And then when we first meet him, he gets to see his grandpa on Christmas Eve, and then he scares the piss out of him, saying that Santa Claus isn't real and that he only punishes, and when you're not nice all year round, then he punishes you, and that really scares the bejesus out of Billy, and he no longer wants to see Santa Claus because he's afraid that he'll punish him. And there's apparently a guy running around dressed as Santa Claus, robbing people and killing them, and of course they run into the guy, kills his parents, and then he has to witness his mother getting violated and then murdered. And throughout the entire movie, we follow him, and we feel bad for the guy because he literally had to watch his parents die right in front of him, and then he has to live with the god awful mother superior, and in this orphanage. You really feel bad for the guy, and you really feel sympathy for him. And it's always every time I rewatch this movie, I just can't help but feel bad for the guy because he has to live with the fact that his parents are both dead, doesn't believe in Santa Claus anymore, hates the Christmas season, and has to live in an orphanage. I feel bad for the guy every time. Really like the theme of naughty and nice and like naughty and punishment, which is kind of the whole theme of Christmas. Have you been naughty or nice, really? And this movie really does take that theme of Christmas in a way and makes it into a good blend in horror. For instance, if Billy, who dresses up like Santa Claus and then kills people who have been naughty, where he punishes them if they have been naughty. Yeah. I really like that. I do admit it kind of goes a little overboard at sometimes, mainly in the orphanage when Mother Superior tries to tell Billy that punishment is necessary, and if you've been naughty, you will always be caught. Yeah, sure, scenes like that when we first get introduced to it does get a little over exaggerated, and it kind of gets annoying hearing the word punishment and naughty and nice movie, like that whole section of the movie. It does get a little annoying, and it's just like, okay, we get it, and we don't really care anymore. And once the movie starts to like get kickstarted to where it's about killing bitches now if they've been naughty, that's where I feel it gets more interesting, and to where I actually care now about like the naughty and the nice and the punishment side of the theme of the movie. I've always really liked that, and it always takes that little tiny theme of Christmas and puts it into a horror movie and makes it interesting. This movie also kind of has like some sort of social commentary about children being sad and well, not sad, but like more creeped out about Santa Claus. I think all in our lifetimes, maybe half of us, majority of us, hell, I think almost all of us, we're scared of the character of Santa Claus. Yeah, sure, we like the character of Santa Claus. Bitch brings us free presents every year, and you would always that one kid wants to stay up and try and see Santa Claus. You would wake up middle of the night, you see those presents, and you love Santa Claus, but actually having to go to the mall, your parents like forcing you to go meet the guy and like sitting and make you sit on his lap without them around you, not next to you, making sure that you're okay, and they're like 6 feet away from you. That scared us, and especially sitting in the guy's lap. And I was one of those people that knew that the Santa Claus in the mall wasn't really real. But yeah, when you sit there, it's kind of scary because you got to tell this guy what you want for Christmas. That's scary to me. And this movie does take that because you get the character of Billy, who is terrified of Santa Claus after what happened to him, and it kind of shows that too, to where like to where kids are like freaking out, especially the scene where Billy has to dress up as Santa Claus, and then the little girl sitting there. And she's trying to get out, try to rush, and try to like push him out of the way so she can leave.
Stop it. Please stop it. What's the matter with you? Stop it. Stop kicking.
Like stuff like that, and it tries to tackle that. It's like a little social commentary, and I could understand now why parents tried to get this movie removed from theaters just because of stuff like that, and it makes sense to me to why parents would want to bring it out of the theater now. But at the same time, you got to think about it. Do you really think your kids are really excited to see an actual Santa Claus? Because I think the majority of us were scared to see that guy when we were young. Really like the music of this movie to where there's like certain scenes to where it's like happy, joyful, actually cool. Like my favorite music part of the entire movie is to where like the whole horror side of it, like the horror movie stuff going on, to where like somebody's about to die, someone's being stalked, to where it's like really creepy. Like it's cheerful, but also really creepy Christmas type music, to where it sounds like a Christmas music, but it sounds like a blend of a Friday the 13th and Christmas music kind of blended together in a way. That's what I like about that, and especially the whole 80s montage toy store thing song going on, to where it's like on the right side of the door.
I'm looking for the warm side of the door.
Or like that part, I was like, that's a pretty catchy song, and it like matches the Christmas feeling, to where the music makes it feel like a Christmas movie, makes it feel like a creepy Christmas music, a joyful Christmas music, but it makes you feel the Christmas spirit. And I haven't felt the Christmas spirit this year because haven't gotten any fucking snow. My final positive is something that a horror slasher always has going for it, and that is the kills. Whenever you have a horror slasher, horror movie in general, there's always creative kills and memorable kills. The one kill that I'll always remember, even if I don't rewatch this movie in like, I don't know, numbers of years, because this is my first time watching it within like 2 years, I always remember the deer head kill, to where there's like this naked chick, and then Billy takes her and stabs her into like these deer horns that are just hanging up, and then she's just hanging there. That kill I have always remembered, and I haven't seen this movie in like 2 years, and I've always remembered that kill from this entire film. And you
Punish!
also got like a cool decapitation kill when these kids are going sledding. You got a cool kill with an arrow. I think almost all, like the majority of these kills are pretty creative, and I do like them. So kudos to you, Silent Night, Deadly Night. On to my negatives, I feel that Mother Superior is a horrible and just dislikable character. Now, I feel that she was kind of written to be like that, but my main issue with her is that she does not try to help Billy whatsoever. If she just listened to Sister Margaret, I honestly feel that this movie wouldn't have happened, and Billy would have been okay, because she just tries to just punish him, because she feels if she punishes Billy, then he'll learn.
Stupid bitch, you filthy slut!
Fuck, man, I've been punished in my lifetime. Look where it got me. Doesn't work. To where she's just like, oh, basically her entire character is like, okay, punish you. You'll be good. Look what the fuck happened 10 years later, bitch. To where I honestly feel if she just listened to Sister Margaret, Billy would have been okay. He could have got the Christmas spirit back. He could have let out all of his anger because he tries to let out all of his anger and all of his violence out, but Mother Superior just will not allow it because she feels it's not the correct way to do it. But Sister Margaret feels, let him do it. Let him do it. If he lets out all of his anger, lets out all of the anger that he's been through these last few years, he will be completely fine. But no, Mother Superior is an absolute bitch and just decides to punish the guy and just does fuck all with him. That always pisses me off, and I always felt that she should have died at the end of this movie because, yeah, a lot of people killed in this movie. I feel some of them didn't really deserve it because there's like, oh, naked lady, punish. This dude was filling her up earlier, punish. Like things like that. That doesn't make sense to me. But I always felt that Mother Superior deserved it, and I'm glad that in its sequel she did get punished and die. Negative, I'm also kind of like fighting over if it's a really big negative for me. But I feel that we get to know Billy way too much. Now, for a slasher film, it's supposed to be a mystery. You're supposed to not know who he is until at least like the end of the movie or towards the end of the movie, like Nightmare on Elm Street. We didn't know who Fred Krueger was for a while until towards the end of the film. That's why I love that film so much. But in this film, we get to know Billy way too much. He's our protagonist and antagonist, so there's no one to really relate to. So I honestly feel that there should have been another character to like get along with. The only other character that we really get to know and hang out with is Sister Margaret. Other than that, Billy is really our protagonist and antagonist. We know why he's killing. We know why he's doing all this, and the entire movie has just been building up to us, up to him killing people. I honestly feel it should have done like what the remake did, and just take it to where it was like a mystery. But no, we get to know Billy way too much. We know his entire life story. We know why he's killing and where he began. I feel that should have been altered, but again, but this movie was really low budget, so they probably couldn't really do much with that. For my final negative, and this is just for me, I watched the uncut version of this movie. I have the Screen Factory release, so I watched the uncut version of the film, and you can really tell that the parts that they cut from the film was added back because like I said this too about The Exorcist 3 when I watched the director's cut of that film. When I watched this film, I watched the uncut version because I feel that's the best version to watch this movie as, to where you could tell that it's really clean, it's really normal. You can really tell that they really um fixed it to fix like make it look like a 4K and a Blu-ray. But the parts that they added in that were cut out were like VHS type. And I don't know why they didn't fix that. They did, maybe they had a note about why they couldn't fix it, but I'm not gonna judge them because they can do them. I'm not that guy in the that I'm not that one audience guy's like, oh, if you're going to add the uncut versions, then you should fix them too, bitch. I'm not gonna be that guy because maybe doing that would have been a huge pain in the ass. I bet it was a huge pain in the ass even to find the scenes, which I applaud them for doing that because I bet that was a huge pain in the ass to do. But I really wish they could have altered it more to make it more clean because you can really tell like the parts that were cut out, like certain shots with boobs, certain shots that were really gory and explicit with their kills. Scenes like that I feel could have been fixed to where it could have been like a better viewing to watch the movie because when somebody dies and it goes to like really dirty and like you can really tell that it wasn't like fixed, it's just really noticeable. But that's just for me who watched the uncut version. I don't know if it bothers anybody else out there, but it was just really easy to notice. All in all, guys, I really enjoy the original Silent Night, Deadly Night film. Yeah, sure, it's a B movie, it's extremely low budget, but that's why I like it. If anything, Silent Night, Deadly Night could be a kind of a cousin to Friday the 13th, because Friday the 13th does have that B movie, low budget, kind of horrible acting to it, and this film it could be a cousin to it instead of setting in like the summer vibe. It's set on Christmas. So in a way, if you really enjoy Friday the 13th, I could see you enjoying this film. But anyways, if you were one of those guys that's a really big fan of like B-movie, low-budget films, Silent Night, Deadly Night is definitely for you. But this movie is definitely not for everybody. This movie can be goofy at times. This movie does definitely have that B-movie type tone. But I do feel that some horror slasher fans could get into it. So for me personally, I say go out and buy it. Do you guys think about Silent Night, Deadly Night? Have you seen this? What do you think about it? Do you like this movie? Do you not like this movie? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. And if you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. And of course, until my next video, I'll see you all next time.